Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chetan Singh, and I welcome you all to SCC Online webinar on Advanced Search and Search Results Screen. I'll be your host for this webinar, and will take you through the most important most important search that I think 90% of our researchers use this. That is word search. I think we all know that when we have a party name with us, or when we have the citation with us, or a section number, it's very easy to search and get to the judgment. However, the difficult time comes in when you have nothing in hand. You don't have a party name, you don't have a citation, and you're looking for something with the help of a proposition of law. The good part is we all know how the Google search works. So the word search works in the same manner with few extra features that we have embedded into this. So let's start and have a look what we have to offer to everyone on this webinar today. I'm sure everyone has logged in. So we're on the SCC Online dashboard. I click on the word search part. This word search can be used with the basic words, and we can also do an advanced search in this. Considering that a lot of people have been using SCC from more than a decade now, they know about the basics. However, they are every day there are new subscribers being added to our subscription base, and also there are new students who are joining in. So I will take this session from the basics, start from the basics, and will also give you the advanced features in the same session. Like the last webinar, we'll be having the session for almost like 30 minutes, wherein I'll be aiming to complete the entire session in 20 to 25 minutes, and the remaining 10 minutes will be opening for the question answer round. If you have not subscribed to the newsletter, I will also take you through that and tell you how to subscribe to the newsletter, which will ensure that you're not missing out on important updates sent across from SCC Online team. First thing first, let me explain the screen to you. So we're on the word search screen. This bar, the search bar, it's a search. You can just put in words over here, a single word, a phrase, a sentence, and can simply click on search and it'll give you the results. That's a very basic of it. However, we'll also talk about these Boolean operators today, and, not, or, and near. We'll also talk about how we can set the near proximity to less than 10 words or more than 10 words. We'll also see in this that how we can customize your search from this particular screen. Those who don't know about it, you can also search from party name from this screen itself. There's no need to go to the specific icon that we have. You can search by citations. You can judges name wise search can also be done by quorum only, selecting by quorum only radio button. And same is done for the article's author. I'll start with the first search. We're starting with the first simple one-word search, compensation. I want to see judgments on the word compensation. Start search. Now, when we do this search, the screen that comes in front of you, it has searched in the entire database and has given you pearls of wisdom right in front of you. The screen gets divided into three parts. The first one, let me zoom in a bit for everyone's reference. The first column gives you the bifurcation of the result that have been searched for. So now we have got around 297,000 results on the word compensation. And that particular word has been searched in the digest notes, judgments, acts, bills in parliament, rules, all the secondary materials, reports of commission, that is law commission report, and your Constituent Assembly debates next to that, historical trials and treaties. The second column talks about whatever that we selected over here gets displayed in this column. So by default, the digest notes are on the top. So digest notes comes over here. So it talks about Supreme Court. It's a Supreme Court judgment, giving you a small heads up on what is the judgment all about. This digest note is about tenancy and law, land law, giving a small description of the judgment. D signifies it's a digest note, and 5 signifies the quorum strength. This, the date, is the decision date, the day toward the day the case was decided. And once you go further down, so anything that's selected in the second column get displayed in the third column. Now, if you notice, this is not a judgment. Now, everyone knows about now that we have been making head notes from a long time, and we've been known, we are really proud of it, because we can help all the lawyers, advocates, judicial members, students in cutting down the time in doing the research. Our editorial team goes through the entire judgment and make head notes for it, head notes out of it. So one judgment can have 10 head notes, can have 20, can also has 180 or 200 for that matter. Now what happens in the head note bit, we can call it head note, digest note, case notes. What's happening over here, if a judgment has decided, I've talked about 10 different law points, the 10 different law points would be stacked differently individually over here. Now if you notice, the cases that you're seeing on the center column, this talks about subdivisional officer 1966, second SCR 1970. The sixth case is talking about associate electrical agency. It's a different case. Then this is the same case. Then you have another case, Magnese Ore Limited Corporation and versus Commissioner. Then Anu Mary Trade, Tired, and so on and so forth. So what is happening over here is we search for the word compensation, and the point which was discussed on the point compensation has been just picked up from the judgment and brought in front of you in the form of digest notes. We'll come back to this and we'll detail this out more in the further examples. Now this only feature helps you choose and to narrow down your search. Let's suppose I click on the plus sign and I don't wish to see all the judgments or all the secondary materials. I want to restrict my search on the word compensation only from the jurisdiction of Supreme Court of India. I click on only, and you would have noticed the result, which was 2,97,000, had been decreased to 8,175. These are those results which have been just brought in for you from the jurisdiction that you have selected, that is Supreme Court of India. In the last session, we talked about these icons. This icon can be used in case you want the software to read out the judgment for you, or the text which is available on the screen. You can save this document, you can email it, you can take a printout as well. Now, if you've noticed, we have a couple of options over here: true printout, non-true printout, and non-true printout with highlights. Primarily true printout and non-true printout. Non-true printout is just a copy of the judgment of the text that you see on your screen right now. It's an internet printout, which is available everywhere. You can download from your internet as well, Google. However, if any one of you want the true copy, the exact photocopy of the journals, without going to the library, without asking your secretary, without asking your assistant to get the photocopy, you can simply select the judgment. Once you're on the third screen, third column, you come on this print icon and click on True Print. Once clicking on the True Print, it will give you the full printout. So first, let me just have a look at this. Let me just show it to you. I just want to understand if the audience can see my new screen or not. If you can see, if someone can put in the chat box, if you can see the screen, the new screen that we have come up with. Yeah. Okay. So once I select this, I click on print. And yeah, within no time, you have the exact copy of the judgment in front of you, along with your name. So right now it shows my name, today's date. That all comes over here with you. For you. Going back, let's go back to the dashboards. Let's come to the next search. Click on dashboards, going back to word search. Now this is for one word. What if you have a phrase that you want to search for? Words which are made of 2 or 3 words. Words like dowry death, locus standi, Wednesbury principle, public interest litigation. You can search for these words easily with the help of writing the particular word. So right now I want to search for freedom of speech. Now if I go for freedom of speech right away, it will give me 4 types of searches. First search which will give me freedom of speech the way it is occurring as 3 words, as 1 word. Second search will give me the search for freedom, a single letter, a single word. Second, of, and then the last search would be of speech. I do not wish to see freedom of and speech separately. I want to see as 1 word. So whenever you want a specific word which is consisting of 2 or 3 words together like this one, we suggest you put double inverted commas like this. This will ensure, and click on search, this will ensure that freedom of speech has been searched as 1 word. Now, there we have it. The reason I was showing you this example of freedom of speech because a few years back we were visiting colleges, universities, and students had this real confusion, or they were in a dilemma that what is the difference between freedom of speech and defamation. Now, in order to understand that, like we said earlier, the entire data has been searched. So, in order to see what was the genesis of freedom of speech as a right coming into a Constitution of India, I can simply go to constitutional documents, click on only, and now we see the volume-wise data. This is the same thing that we discussed other day when we were in the browse webinar. We showed you the entire list of all the 12 volumes of Constituent Assembly debate. Now the same can be searched as well. Now you can see all the volumes where all the days, all the debates where the freedom of speech was discussed during the Constituent Assembly debates. Moving to the next, clicking back again on the dashboard icon, going to word search. Now we talked about single word, we talked about the phrase search. What else? Let's suppose I have a multiple searches that I want to do. There's one proposition that I'm looking for all the public interest litigation that has ever been submitted in respect to national parks or human rights for that matter. One way to do this search is I can write PIL space. We talked about this because national parks are 2 words. So I can write this and do a start search. This is one way of doing it. However, we highly recommend that you break down your searches into smaller capsules. You can write public interest litigation or PIL, it will take care of it. Start search. Now, once we search for PIL, a word, it'll search in the entire database that we already know how it works. Now, We go in the first column, and just above the first column, you see this feature of search within search results. So as it's very obvious that we understand what does it mean. We got around 14,000 results talking about PIL. I want to only and only search within this 14,000 results. I've got my PL results. I'm going to go and do a sub search of national parks. Start search. And within no time, I get a judgment or the digest notes on the point PIL and national park being discussed. Now, have a look at this. This is a digest note, and you are just getting the synopsis or just getting the main information talking about national parks and PIL in just one window. Without reading the full judgment, you can simply go through this. And in case this, after reading this digest note, you think that this case is relevant to your research, just one click on the citation. One click on the citation, it will open the full judgment to a different window and you can continue your research over there. Let's go back. And by the way, once you're here at PIL and sub search of national parks, the reason why we did the sub search and we did not write PIL and national parks in the word search in the first search, the main search, is because if we go with this method of PIL and sub searching of national park, I have the control over this. Let's suppose I've searched for PIL, but I don't want to search for national parks. So I cross this out, it will bring me back to the original search of PIL. And like I mentioned, I want to search for human rights. So I can just now write search for human rights, double quotes, and start search. It'll give me the results of PIL in respect to human rights. So this gives you that control over your search, because a lot of times when you're doing a research, I think it's not always obvious that if you do this one word search and then another search, you'll get the results. A lot of times you have to go back and forth. And in order to go back and forth, you don't have to go back to the main search. With this sub search feature, it will just help you stay, on the main screen and control your search. I hope this is helpful. And don't forget, we've been saying this in all the webinars, that if you like a certain feature, please make a note of it. And in the question answers, during the question answer round, do let us know what is the one feature that you loved the most during this webinar. It can be more than one as well, not saying only one. So going back to dashboards. Now, you saw that we searched for the word PIL and then national parks. Now, I hear you ask that can we do multiple sub searches or are we restricted to only one search? Let's get to this. The best part of webinar is that you need to know what your audience might be expecting for you to cover it up. So I hope this was one question. So I'm searching, putting the same principles in place. I'm searching for, let me explain, let me first share the proposition of law, what we are going to search for. So the case was given to us long back, I think 4 or 5 years back, and the question was that if there are multiple dying declarations, which one should be considered? Now, when this question was thrown at us, we happened to ask this question that to the judge. I think we were in Jharkhand at that point of time, and the question I happened to ask Sir that when we talk about multiple delegation, what is the case all about? So he mentioned that it was a case of dowry wherein the father-in-law who kept pestering his daughter-in-law for dowry, and when she couldn't get it, he burnt her alive. And while the girl was taken to the hospital in the ambulance, one statement was recorded in the ambulance, another one was recorded in the hospital by the magistrate, and the third one when she was brought into the safe custody. Now the question is the same: which one should be considered? Now for that, again, what we learned in this webinar, we have to break down our search. So I say dowry death first. That's one search. Start search. Double quotes because we want dowry and death together. Then going to the sub search, I can hear a lot of people saying that yeah, we know about the sub search now. So bride burning, because that's another search that we want. So we got 4,682 results. We sub search only in dowry death search. So we got bride burning and dowry death, which are occurring in 595 results, right? Going further down. So till now we saw that we did only one step of sub search. Now we're going for the second step, right? So dying declaration. So now dying declaration would be searched only in 595 cases. And as you can see on the third screen, dowry death, bride burning, and dying declaration are coming in one result. Unlike Google, Google will give you, if you search for three things, it'll give you two things, right? Or one for that matter. But with this, it'll give you results in the entire SCC for that matter. If you search for three words, it'll give you the results which has all the three words occurring in the text. Even if one word is not coming, it'll say no result found. So what I'm trying to say is, let's go back, okay? Let's have a look. So we got 208 results. Let's cross this out, because initially we did the same thing over there. So I'll write the same thing. I wrote multiple dying declaration. That was a thing that was a search I did in the first place. Now, without knowing what went wrong, because the results shrunk to 14, and if I do a plus sign, only 4 judges in Supreme Court. I really wish this was true in India, but unfortunately, it is not. So we knew that there was something wrong that we did in the sub search. Now we can see that everything was going fine till dowry death, bride burning. The problem occurred when we wrote multiple dying declaration. So that means there is some problem over here. Now, as all the participants who joined me on this webinar, we know that multiple dying declaration is not a legal phrase, because sometimes you write dying declarations were multiple. Sometimes we say there were more than one dying declaration, and so on and so forth. So I'll cross it out. Now see, this is the best part. I did a sub search, was not happy with the search. I could cross it out and went for another search. This option you do not get in the first main search. If I've done the search over here, you have not got that option, because you have just given you the final result of 20 results, 20 judgments and head notes, and you have been wondering what went wrong. But with this, I know what went wrong and where it went wrong. So back to 208. Now the last search, I can do more than one. I can also write multiple, but let's go for more than one. And let's have a look at the third screen. So it says dying declaration. There we have it. It says, if the deceased had several opportunities of making such dying declaration, that is to say, if there are more than one declaration, they should be consistent. I think it just takes a couple of minutes for you to get to the judgment of your choice. Now, I'm sure a lot of you would be thinking that these are all, pre-decided examples. Yes, they are, and I would not deny that. It'll be really stupid of me to come on a webinar without doing my homework. However, all these results that I'm showing you today are the searches that were asked to us when we were out in the sessions. A lot of you, I'm sure, who have joined me in this webinar, would agree that when you ask the questions, we take those, we try to do the search there itself, and then once we get the results, once we know know how we got the results. We start using those examples in the next session. All the examples that you've been hearing in webinars or in our live sessions, these are not our examples. These are examples given to us by our customers. So I think it's just a matter of time. You start using SCC online, you get more acquainted to it, you get more friendly with the search, and I think in a week you'll see the magic happening. And if not, you can just get in touch with me or my team. Our toll-free number is available on the website, and we'll be more than happy to help you with that. Let's go back to word search. What else, Chetan? This is okay. One word search, two word search. What else? Let's go advanced now. Now, there's a word that we all have heard of in our fraternity, that is fairness in procedure should have been adopted. A procedural fairness should have been a part of the judicial system. Now, if I just go for fairness in procedure, before I could do the search and do search. Now, when I do the word search, I'm laughing because I was very skeptical that if I would have done the search of fairness in procedure without double quotes, I would have, got some comments or chat in the chat saying that, oh, you forgot the double quotes. So that happens a lot of times when when you go out for live sessions. We're doing the search, and I think within 20-25 minutes, the participant starts telling us that how to do the search. I hope this is the same with everyone. I usually don't check my chats, but I think I got a very interesting chat from Chitwan Singhal. Sir, I believe that similarly for bride burning, it could be burning of bride or accused burn the bride. So using the bride burn and star would increase the chances of not excluding relevant results. Chitwan, I think that brings us to the next example, the star. I think a lot of people don't know about the star feature, so I think I'll just cover that up. I think I'll just cover the star part over here itself. Now, just see, we got fairness in procedure 175 results. Now, like Chitwan said, it can be fairness in procedure, it can be fair procedure, it can be procedural fairness, or procedure should be fair. There's so many derivatives. So what do we do? Should we do 5 different searches? God bless you if you have some time like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to get to the advanced search. I'm going to write fair, right? And procedure till R. Okay, before, have a look. My SCC Online artificial intelligence is suggesting something over here. It says, why don't you take fair star near procedure star? Now, what does it mean? Now, star means that anything that is coming after fair would be searched all together. That means fair, fairly, fairness. And why do I put in procedure and just star after R? Because it will take care of procedures, procedurally, and procedure without an S. And this near is basically will ensure that these two words are occurring near each other. Let me bring your attention to this Boolean near setting. It says near means 10 words range. Now 10 is the default setting. You can increase it to 20 if you wish to, or you can decrease it to 1 or 2. 10 for now suits, so I'm gonna just stick to that. Go to fair star near procedure star. In the previous search, when we searched for fairness in process, we got so many results, right? We got 175 results. I'm gonna search for this fair star near procedure star. Whenever you use the word near, do not forget to click on Boolean. This one. Do not forget to click on Boolean, because if you forget to click on Boolean, it will search for the word near as well. Yeah. So we're gonna use that as an operator, not as a word. And there you see, it says fair star near star got around 20,000 results, which is like, I think, no, I don't know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 times of what we got, what we were expecting in the, what we got in the last search. And we got fair procedure, and let's see, procedural fairness, or right being searched all together in the search. Yeah, let's go back. Now, let's come to sentence searches. A lot of times when you're doing a search, you don't have a word, you don't have a phrase, you have sentences with you, right? Uh, let's start with let's start with the basic sentence first. A word, a sentence which is used in our fraternity, I don't know, from so many years. And the sentence is, lawyers are the officers of the court. Now, if I happen to search for that, it says lawyers are the officers of the court. It will not give me the results for lawyers are considered as the officers of the court, or lawyers should act as the officer of the court. Like I said a few minutes back, if you write 7 words, 6 words, 4 words, SCC will ensure that all the 4 or 5 or 6 words are coming in one document. If I do a double quotes over here, it'll only restrict to this particular phrase. So what do? We remove this. In all 3 statements, lawyers are considered, lawyers should act as officers of the court, lawyers are the officers of the court. In all the 3 statements, what are the common words? Now, the common words are lawyers, pardon me, lawyers, officers, and court, right? And what we learned a few minutes back, we want these results to be occurring near each other. So lawyers near officers near court, because we want these 3 words to come within one sentence, in one sentence. So lawyers near officers near court. Don't forget to click on Boolean. Do I need to ask you why? Everyone knows why, right? So yeah. So there we have it. Lawyers are the officers of the court. If you scroll further down, you'll find lawyers officer are the officers of the court. I'm sure there will be cases, there'll be entries which will, there's another one. So lawyers officers of the court, lawyers from discharging the judicial function as officer of the court. So there are different ways a lordship can say the same thing. So in order to have a wide spectrum of search, it's better you pick up the main words, the root words, and then do the search. Yeah, let's go to search again. Okay, let's do another one. So this time we're going for there's a sentence which is very common sentence in our training, that is, education should be training the mind, not stuffing the brain. I'll repeat it again for everyone. Education should be training the mind, not stuffing the brain. And that's exactly what we're doing in this webinar. We're just empowering you with the search methodology rather than just asking everyone to give your searches and we'll perform it for you. We're just trying to bring everyone on the same page so that everyone knows how to do research. Everyone's research is different. So in this one, I will just write the root words. Education, near, never to forget, near training, and near brain. Because the sentence was education should be training the mind, not stuffing the brain. Boolean, start search, and there we have it. We'll have the search result giving you the answers. So thank you, Chitwan and Puneet. Our lawyers are court officers. See now, Gifty Williams is also helping us with the new, new proposition, like new sentence. Lawyers are court's officer. So I think we are all on the same page now. Now, if you see role of education, education is training the mind and not stuffing the brain. So whenever you're looking for these kind of phrases, it's better you write the main words and then do your search. I think I need to speed up a bit because we're running short of time, and we have to also open the webinar for question and answers. A couple of more searches. Let's get to the next one. That is not and or. Now, okay. Before we go ahead, and is not to be used. If you put a space between two words, it's automatically means and. Yeah, I'll repeat. And is not to be used. You put space between two words, it means and. Yeah. Let's come to not. Now, we search for the word compensation in the starting, right? Now we want a cases of compensation, but we want to be specific. We want to be specific to, let's say, I want a case of compensation, but not arising out of medical negligence. So what you're doing is you are telling the software that what you want and what you do not want in the search. You write compensation, not medical negligence. Now, again, even for this, you have to click on Boolean. For any Boolean operator, you have to write that particular word in the caps and then click on Boolean in order for it to do its work, right? So compensation, not medical negligence, start search. It'll give you the cases of all the cases on the topic compensation, except which are being dealt with in respect to medical negligence. And is there a limit that I can use not? No, not really. So I'll pick up my search, I'll click on this, pick up my previous search. I can write not motor, not land, and Boolean, and start search for that. So for that matter, you can exclude all those things. And having said that, you can also, you know, play around with the Boolean operators. Like you can use the near and not in the same search. So let me just go back to search. There are a lot of questions that are already being asked in the search in the live chat. Uh, I am not able to. I will not be able to answer to all your chat right now because I'm working on a different screen altogether. So can I just ask everyone to just hold on to your questions or probably repost your questions once we open the question answer round, right? Now we're talking about using various operators. So compensation near medical, yeah, not motor, and not land. So this will, again, Boolean, this will give you the cases of compensation, but not which are related to motor accidents. Yeah. Coming to the third operator, Boolean, that is OR operator. Now what does OR means? OR basically means that if you're looking for synonyms, now a lot of times there are words which can be used in place of each other, and when you're doing a search, your search is very limited. I'm talking about words like, so we talk about seasonal employees, casual employees, temporary employees, ad hoc employees. All these daily wages, I think words are synonym to each other. So if you search for appointment of temporary employees, so appoint. Now again, we learned the asterisk sign. So I write appoint star because appointed, appointment, and appoints all will take care of near casual employee. But if I do the search right now, it'll only and only give me the result for casual employees. What about the seasonal employee? What about the daily wages? So for that, what I'm going to do is we can write casual or temporary or seasonal. I can add words over here. Click on Boolean and start search. I can also write a point near, then write all these things, which will make more sense in my search. So if you can see casual employees, temporary employees, and I'm sure the ad hoc and the seasonal will also be in the search. Yeah, let's go back to search. Now, one last search in this, and then I'll explain these icons over here. Sometimes you want to search for judgment on a particular section. So let's suppose I want to search for judgment on, I think Negotiable Instrument Act Section 138, dishonor of check. It's very easy. I can write dishonor of check, and I'll get the judgments. What if? Well, let me just do it. I can also write negotiable. Yeah, near 138. Yeah. Oh, it has already some queries. Okay, great. I think I'll use this one. So if I search negotiable near 138, there's no need to write section ss dot s dot. It'll understand. It answers automatically. Even if you're looking for CPC order 7 rule 11, you can just write CPC near 7 near 11. It'll search for it. Boolean, start search. It'll give you the search. It will give you all the judgment on Section 138 of Negotiable Instrument Act in front of you. But now the question arises, what if you want to see multiple, you want to see two different acts being discussed in one judgment? So now we saw in the previous search, it was talking about Negotiable Instrument Act, red 138 red with Penal Code 420. Now right now it shows you the results for Negotiable Instrument Act 138. If I do a sub search, yeah, over here, and I write the word penal near 420 and start search, you would notice that we got a judgment which has Section 420 of Penal Code being discussed, and along with Section 138 of Negotiable Instrument Act being discussed in the same judgment. So this is how we can do it. Now, while we're on the screen, let me explain how to do copy paste. A lot of people have this question. Now, first thing first, everyone, whenever you have these icons on your screen, these icons before a paragraph, first you need to click on this. If you double click on this, it'll copy that particular paragraph into a different window for you. I don't wish to open in a different window because then I just get confused with the screen and might end up closing the screen. So you can do it simultaneously while we are on the screen. You can double click on this and will open. Let me try it. Okay, great. So this one particular paragraph has been copied, right? Let's go back. Big again. Okay. In case you want to copy multiple paragraphs, then you can click on this. Single click, not double click this time. Single clicks. Yeah. And then go on this top search bar that says Smart Copy. One click on this, it will copy all these words, all these paragraphs for you in a different window. And from here, you can simply copy it. A Control-C, Control-V works over here. You can also email it to yourself or to anyone else. Yeah. And the best part is, whenever you copy a particular extract from this judgment, for any judgment, you have to mention the citation and the party name. This gets automatically fed, is available to you over here. The party name is available for you with the citation, along with the page number from which you can, if you want to go back to the books, you should be going to page number 505 of the judgment. That's where you find these paragraphs. And let's go back. I think we are running short of time. I'm gonna just quickly explain these things. If you have any questions, we can then discuss it further over here. We talked about all the Boolean operators. Now coming to these things, all words, phrase, any words in Boolean. All words, when you're looking for one word, and start search with this. By default, it's all words. Phrase, if you don't wish to put double inverted commas, if you're searching for the word dowry death like we did, and you don't want to put double quotes, you can put a phrase search. However, if you put dowry death, or if let's suppose you put compensation and medical negligence and click on phrase, it will make compensation and medical negligence as one word. So you should only use a phrase search when there is only one word in your search and you want to make it a group and search for it. Otherwise, double quotes makes more sense. Any words is in place of or. If you just write casual, seasonal, and temporary, and you don't want to write or in between, you can click on any words, it will do the trick. Now let's come to this. When you're doing the search, by default, it's entire documents. If you click on digest notes, it will just give you digest notes. In case you want to search for party names, you click on party names only and do your search. Put the party name over here. So Prakash Badal, that's one. And I don't need the verses in between. And party name is selected. I do surely need this because I don't want Prakash Singh and Badal coming individually. I think one word should do, Prakash and Badal. It will search for the party name and not search for any witnesses, anyone else. And there we have it. The full judgment, Prakash Singh Badal, and the digest note over here. You click on this, you can get the full judgment, or you click on this, you'll get the full judgment over here. Going back, going back. You can also search for citations from here itself. So you can click on citation only, come over here and write 2007, 1, SCC 1, again double quotes because that's how it's going to work. Start search. And there we have it. 2007, 1, SCC 1 is in front of you within no time. Going back. Similarly, you can search for judge's name if you click on quorum only. A lot of times you know what you're looking for, but sometimes you have something very generic. That's why you're looking for cases of culpable homicide. And if you search for culpable homicide, you will be entering an ocean of information. So how can we restrict, how can we act smart and we do smart searches? Now, in this scenario, if you're looking for culpable homicide, if you know the judge's name, then you have to just change the way you are researching. Let's suppose I know judge's name. I'm looking for quorum only. Click on quorum only. I'm looking for judge name by the name of Mishra, right? Now I'm not being specific to Deepak Mishra or any other Manoj Kumar Mishra, sir. So I'll just write Mishra over here, just for example's sake, and search for it. What I'm trying to show you over here is when I write the word Mishra or any word for that matter, and by clicking on quorum only, it's gonna search only and only in the quorum. Yeah. And then I can select that the judgment that I'm looking for was only from Supreme Court. So, okay, only Supreme Court. So from 35,000 results, first of all, out of few million results, I got to 35,000 results. And then further, clicking on Supreme Court, I got to 844. Now I also know that this judgment is from a specific period. So I can reduce it, the years. And I can say, I only want to see, I remember the judgment was in the year after 2015, so last 5 years. So 844, 801, not that a great number. I can, let's say, number 2016, so 2 years. And then surely it should reduce the numbers, 185. And now these 1 for 85, I can still do a sub search for the word that I'm looking for. So I'm looking for something like I said, culpable homicide. So I can simply search for culpable homicide. It will give me that result. Yeah. You can also save all your precious searches, your time that you spent on the search by clicking on this icon, add to my SCC online folder. In case you want to save this particular order, you click on this, add to folder. You can click on change folder. You can create as many folders as you want over here by clicking on new folder and just say OK. This particular document gets saved into your folder. And if you click on this icon on the top, you go over here and click on view. It will show you the entire, all the folders that you have just saved till now. This is your My SCC online library. This is unique to every individual. We'll be doing an entire session on my folders shortly in few days. So please stay tuned onto that part. And one more feature, and then I think I'll just open the question answer round in 2 minutes. Citation only. Now, in this, we talked about these, we talked about this, we talked about the saving an option. Let's talk about this, the case reference. Now, if I want to see where all this Prakashing model case was cited, referred, relied on, or distinguished, I can simply click on this one result. Right now, if you say it's a digest note 21 of the judgment, and there's one judgment, right? One click on this, it'll show me all the cases where this Prakashing model case was ever cited. And there we have it. 243 judgments, Supreme Court 38, High Court's 201. You click on the plus sign, you also get to see High Court wise information. I think that's the entire screen. If I've missed out on something, we can discuss this in the question answer round. Now let's open the question answer round. Everyone, please go ahead and ask questions. So I already have a few questions. I think, is there an option of advocate name in the search area? Currently unable to log in, hence the query. You are Kinjal. Kinjal, you can certainly look for advocate's name, but I think it will not be searched. There's no specific icon for it. But if you search for your name over here, it's a word search. It'll give you the results. How does my folder work for multiple users? Sriranga, when you say multiple users, I'm assuming you mean there are people having different multiple IDs. If you are one person sharing your login ID and password, that's not something that really encouraged. And in that matter, you're sharing your precious information. You're sharing your personal information that you search with everyone over there. Yeah. Okay, Ayush, can we conduct forward search? That is whether a judgment has been appealed in higher court. Ayush, any judgment which has not been decided till now, we don't really make it a part of SCC Online. So if you're saying that the case was appealed in the higher court, we don't have that information right away because that judgment is yet to be decided, and that's why it will not be a part of it. Chitwan, case reference is not very reliable as does not give exhaustive results. Chitwan, can I ask you to please elaborate on that part? Because when you say exhaustive results, it gives you all the results, rather if the case was referred, relied on, even overruled for that matter. Yeah. Case has been distinguished. Okay, Sanjay, where a case has been distinguished. So what we searched, let me check if I can bring back the same result. See, we were over here and we got 243 results. I'm answering this question of Chitwan and Sanjay Khair. I'm looking for cases इसमें कहाँ पे relied on हुआ था, right? So I can search for relied and search. And in the head notes, you see this. Prakar Singh Badal was the state of Punjab or relied on. Similarly, you can search for distinguished, you can search for, followed, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. How to save a search and continue searching later from the point we had stopped. Darshit Jain, so have a look at this search, right? And I go back. So usually there are two ways to go through it. Now, if you notice, I search for this negotiable near 138 and penal code 420. So your sub searches are also getting saved. So whenever you see this arrow sign, that means it is showing you the sub search option. Like see, dowry says bright burning direction more than one. So if I click on this and start search, it will straight away take me to the search that I'd done earlier. Yeah. And I think Charu has made a very important point that in all judgments, advocates do not appear. So that's might be a thing. Thank you, Charu, for that. Mihir, is there a list of all the Boolean operators? Is there a if there is not already one? Is there an only operator? How are the parentheses used? Okay, so parentheses is a very good question, Mihir. So parentheses can be used in case you want to use multiple operators. I'll give you an example of that. However, answering your first question, is there a list of Boolean operators? Certainly, yes. There is a list of Boolean operators right on the same screen. Use and, not, or, and near, all capitals between word search for Boolean search. So that's your thing. For the only, we don't have a only feature, only Boolean operator. Once you do the search, like once you get to the search screen, then the only feature gets available to you by selecting whatever that you're looking for. So like you click on the plus sign, if you click on the plus sign, and like you see, if I open all the high courts, the moment I take my cursor in front of any of the high court or any of the entry for that matter, it just gives me the option of only, right? So if I just say Guwahati High Court only, it's just going to give me that result. Yeah. For the parentheses, let me give you an example. The example that we were talking about compensation. So let me take this to give you an example of a parenthesis. Let's say near. Yeah, I want this, but I do not want motor or land. Yeah. So it will give me the search for compensation which are arising out of medical negligence, ensuring that there's no document has been retrieved which has the word of motor or land in the search. I hope that helps. Okay, Chitwan, as high courts might have different citation for one judgment and not necessarily the SCC online uses all the citations. Chitwan, we are using all the important journal citation over here. We call it equivalent citations. So let me search for the word bail over here. So when we publish a particular judgment, we also put the citation of other journals. So it's easier for everyone to search with that particular thing. Let me just get to their head notes. It'll be faster and easier. So like it in this, you can see it's a SCC Online Calcutta citation, that is our citation, and then you also have CHN citation over here. Then let me just go and check for a couple of more. So you have SCC Online Madras, ILR Madras available to you, and so on and so forth, right? So over here you can see turn 2010, SCC, SC Criminal, AIR Supplementary, AIC, KCCR. Yeah. Okay, what does the small icon such as D or 2 or J in the small boxes mean? Okay, that's a question for Ishan Kapse. Ishan, so there are a couple of icons. D signifies a digest note. It's a head note, not a full judgment. 2 signifies the quorum strength. How many judges were there on the bench while this case was being decided? Similarly, then we have J. J would be when you are seeing a full judgment. So it's basically a differentiator when you're looking at the results. That are you looking for the head notes? Are you looking for the judgment? So see, and if you just hover around that particular icon, it tells you. It just calls out what does it mean, right? So it says judgment over there. And if you go further down, let's say you go for acts. So this particular thing will change to S, that is statutes. You go to bills in parliament, that is SM, that is secondary. Oh, sorry, that is bills in parliament is B. If you go further down, you say, let's say articles, and articles would be A, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Multiple licenses, Sriranga. So I believe multiple licenses. So if you're using multiple licenses, so everyone have their own individual folders. Yeah. And we'll be covering a separate session for folders. So I think please do come and join us on that one. Puneet, how can we aware of the particular judgment is overruled? Puneet, that is a search that I can let me check. I can probably tell you over there. So Puneet, whenever you're looking for the word, or whenever you're searching, you notice that D2 and so on and so forth, these are things are coming. Whenever you see this red exclamation mark next to the digest note, that means this particular head note, this particular law point was overruled in the subsequent judgment. And if you click on this and you scroll down further, it also tells you that this particular case, Rajnikant Jivanlal, that is 1989 case, was overruled in 1992. Yeah. Okay. You can search the advocate name appearing full text. Okay. I shall ask in next question. Jai Krishna Joshi, sure. How do we identify if the judgment is partly overruled? I have already explained that part. D is for digest note and 2 is for quorum. Absolutely, Couple. Couple, thank you so much. Couple is part of SCC Online. So while I was trying to answer questions, Couple was answering questions over here. That's the best. I think we have the best team. I think even while I'm doing the webinar, people are taking the charge of answering questions so that people are not waiting for the answers for a long time. Oh, I see Mohit also helping out. Mohit is also a trainer with us. Somi is also an employee in the company. Oh, wow. So everything, I think everyone is on to it. Puneet Pavaya, sir, okay, is helping out other people. Is there any limitation of space in folders? Sanjeev Johari, sir, there is no space constraint, and that's the best part. And your phone might run out of space, your laptop might run out of space, but putting things over here, you're on the go, you can log in from anywhere, any device, and you get the access to this folder as well. Yeah. Sanjeev Johari, sir, I think you should also come and join us for the next session when we'll talk. Especially, there'll be a webinar, especially about folders. So I think that'll be really helpful to you. Amardeep Gupta, is there any option with regards to overrule? I think we've already done that part. Puneet Garg answering something. Thanks, Sanjeev Johari. Can we put 1,000 of judgments? Oh, yes, Sanjeev, sir, you can put 1,000 judgments. Mr. Sumain Malik, who's the director, has also mentioned, has already answered that thing. Where precedent is no longer good law. Where precedent is no longer a good law. Sanjay Khair, can you explain a bit more onto that part? How to use section search on local laws? How to use section search on local laws? I think I just showed you over there when I wrote negotiable near 138. Similarly, you can look for local acts. You change the act name, put near in between, and put the section number. You'll get the results from there. I wasn't able to find High Court judgment on SCC. Please help me out. Okay, you can get in touch with Abhinav Wadhwa. You can get in touch with our support team. That is the number is 1-800-102-7227, and they'll help you with that particular search. This webinar is especially about today's what we talked about, and the question answer will be addressed only for that matter. Space is time is a luxury right now. Please. Okay, thanks for Palki for notifying about the webinar. Okay, Palki, okay. And while we are on to this, I think I should also tell people how can you register yourself in order to get all the updates. So let me just log out. You can go back once you So in case you don't want to miss out for the upcoming webinars or any latest information, go to the SCC Online website. Please scroll down, and it says your email address. Yeah, you can put in your email address, chetan.gill@scconline.com. Yeah, and click on subscribe, and you will get all the notifications in your inbox as it happens. Yeah. Okay. How to search in scenario example res judicata or res judicata, uh, and similar. Darshit, you can just write res judicata. It'll search for both. Yeah. Or like you have answered, like you questioned, you have asked the question res judicata or res judicata, so you can write that as well. Yeah. Okay, Mohit, how do I get a particular judgment if we have only case number or judgment date? Ah, okay. If you have especially a specific case number or a judgment date, Mohit, that thing can also be searched. That's the same thing. Like, let me open a judgment for you. Basically, anything that is a part of the judgment can be searched. So if you have criminal appeal number 599 of 1992, you can search for this. You can just write criminal appeal number 599 of 992, or just to ensure that you are not missing up, a lot of times it says CRI appeal number and this and this. So you can simply write 559 of 1992 or write 559 near 1992. Yeah. Okay. It was very enlightening. Time has been invested at right place. The Zazor channel. Thank you. I really okay. I think people are happy with the session. Basically overruled. You answered. Thanks a ton, Mr. Care. Anytime. Can we search for notes on clauses and statement of objects on legislation on SCC? Absolutely, Harish. I gave you an example of freedom of speech in the starting. So when you search for any particular word, the search comes in, and then this column, the first column, lets you decide, lets you choose on what you want and of which area you want the judgment or that result from. Many central essential rules are not available in SCC Web Edition. Amardeep, I think it's already been answered. Sanjay Jori, what are the parameters of publishing articles in your SCC in your SCC Online? So you can just write to us. I'm just forgetting the email ID as of now. I don't have it handy. You can please do call us. Please do call our toll-free number once, and they will help you out with it. Otherwise, just write an email to me. That is chetan.gill, CHETAN .gill, that is my first name dot last name @scconline.com. I'll just put it on the chat itself so that in case you have any problems, you can just simply write it down to me. Or rather, better would be you just address it to the training department, which will ensure the delivery is being to the entire team, and then someone or the other will be able to revert back to you. Ishan Kapse, parliamentary debates, not really, my friend. Thank you, Mr. Gill. Okay, I see. So perfect. I think we're through with the entire session, and okay, I think the time has been increasing now. The first webinar ended in 45 minutes. This one is going a way further. But I'm really thankful to all of you who took out time and to come and join us for this particular webinar. I look forward for you to come in the future webinars as well. Give your inputs, and let's all learn together. And I hope everyone is safe. Stay in the houses, and we'll get through this tough time. Time to invest on ourselves. So let's invest time on ourselves. And on that thought, I'll take your leave. Thank you so much, and please stay tuned for the next webinar. And I'll see you over there. Thank you.